Our reporter Mbali Tatani is standing by with Oscar Mabuyane, the Premier of the Eastern Cape, also leader of the ANC in that province. Mbali, good afternoon. What's the Premier saying this afternoon?
Certainly, Stephen, we've just heard from the President doing that address here for the ANC's policy conference. It is indeed closing off the 6th policy conference of the ANC, also saying that now they have deliberated on these policies of the ANC. They will then take them to the national conference much later this year. But listening into what the President was saying, we are now joined by Oscar Mabuyane. He is the ANC chairperson in the Eastern Cape. Coming into this conference, the issue around step aside was a big factor. And we've, of course, heard from the President just touching on the implementation of the step-aside resolution. When it comes to that, what exactly does the ANC plan to do now? Because some parties or some provinces were saying that you should scrap the policy in its entirety, but you're now calling on for strengthening and implementing this step-aside resolution.
Thank you very much. Firstly, let's appreciate all delegates who came to this conference. It was a very good ANC meeting in its literal sense of word. It was a political school. I think many people who came here needing more education organizationally, they are more educated. ANC is not a small organization that you can just sleep and wake up and say whatever that is in the figment of your imagination. So it's a very, very serious organization that processes issues. In the ANC, process liberates you at the end. So we're quite happy with the conference, how it went, and all members from all provinces participating actively to rebuild and re-strengthen the ANC. Yes, of course, the issue of step aside, for me, it was not a really big issue. From where I'm standing, I think it was just a decoy. It's something that people wanted to make it an issue relevant when it is really not relevant. Remember, we were here to take stock on the progress made since 2017 National Conference, the 54th National Conference, to say how do we prepare the 55th National Conference. So we're basically coming here to say, can we come together? Can we cohere? Can we really understand where we are? The situation is not easy. It's not very good for the ANC. We're coming from the local government national elections. We didn't do well. There we understand we're on a downward spiral trend if you look at our electoral fortunes. So this meeting has actually given us more sort of impetus to move forward. From here, everyone understands that we've laid a foundation. Already the work has begun. So definitely branches will be taken into task moving to December 16 until the 21st. So we're quite happy, and the meeting was political. It was an education for a number of us, and we're still growing in the ANC. We realize and appreciate the meetings of this nature. So it's important that people respect each other. People respect ANC. We are aspirant revolutionaries, and there's a particular way to behave. So we are in a revolutionary movement. You can't just behave as if you have got shares. You are in a P2I Ltd. It's an organization with aspirations of people of this country. Many people sacrificed for it. People lost their lives for it. When we talk about step aside, we talk about the ANC occupying its high moral ground as a leader of the society. We can't authorize the demise of ANC as members of the ANC. We found ANC here. We're going to leave ANC here. ANC is for the future generations to come. So it cannot be about us and our comfort zone. We can't be easy about what is going on when we know that something must be done drastically. So this issue is an intervention. It's a lifesaver to the ANC. ANC performed better even in 2019 elections, even in last year's election, because a narrative, a message has been communicated that we are not happy with what is going on in the ANC. All of us as members, we must take individual and collective responsibility to actually correct what is going wrong in the ANC. So people must understand it from that. It's not about factionalism. It's not about a dominant faction against what. It's about you as a member joining ANC voluntarily, claiming to be this aspirant or this revolutionary you are. So if you understand that you are in a very compromising situation that will be able to drag, ANC has articulated regulations and processes, mechanisms to that. Present yourself to that process of integrity, etc. So this is what we are following, all of us as members of the ANC, but we must respect ANC. Yes, of course, some are weaponizing these issues of step aside. People are beginning to use it as a factional weapon, etc. Others are trying to rally each other around it as they prepare. So you can't rally leadership around the issue of step aside. Step aside is just but one issue in the whole scheme of renewal that the ANC is pursuing. We are not going to change on that one. The renewal of the ANC is inevitable. It must actually be in everybody's mind that we must renew ANC, not for us, but for the future generation, for this country. I can tell you, if we sleep and wake up tomorrow with ANC in chaos, this country will collapse. This country will be doomed. So this country is already gravitating towards the brink of chaos. We must stop that. ANC must provide leadership. Our people have got hopes in the ANC. Leadership of the ANC must understand that. It's not just about our comfort zone.
We've got a very difficult road ahead for the 2024 elections, and the sentiments that keeps on coming out in this conference is the renewal of the ANC. And it seems as if you're not going to take step aside seriously, you are on the grips of losing power in this country.
Definitely yes. Definitely yes. Remember, it's a mechanism. It's an intervention that we are saying we cannot coexist with corruption. All individuals who are given serious tasks, whether in the state or wherever, they must appreciate that you are here to serve the people. ANC and its aims and objectives are very clear. We are here to serve, to rebuild our country, to transform our country. If we do something opposite to that, you are actually misrepresenting the ANC. It's an antithesis of what ANC was formed for. So we are all here understanding that, and we are really reaching out. We'll be talking as regional leaders, provincial leaders, to make sure that again in December we've got a normal ANC meeting, which will be a political school. Other people are coming for the first time in a bigger gathering like this. Others will be coming for the first time. We'll be having a bigger constituency of branch representatives, 90% in December. So more political work needs to be done. The National Executive Committee must hit the ground running, engage, cadres forum, really educate. It's a political education program. It's ongoing, and it's important that you prepare people when they come here. Some people have joined other members. They don't even know ANC, but they claim to be members of the ANC. They don't have a clue what ANC is all about. So we can't really abdicate our responsibility as leadership. We must reach out, but ANC doesn't belong to members and leaders. It belongs to people of South Africa. That's a heritage that South Africans have.
Thank you very much. Of course, that is Oscar Mabuyane, the ANC chairperson in the Eastern Cape, just talking firmly there when it comes to step aside. We know that coming into this policy conference, he was one of those leaders who spoke out and said that he is for this step aside resolution. But we know that we've also heard from other quarters of the ANC saying that indeed that it needs to be scrapped. But he says that they have a responsibility to the public, Stephen, if they want to be taken seriously by society, to ensure that they are indeed dealing with corruption.
Mbali Tatani live for you, part of our team covering Nasrec here. Thank you very much indeed.